Tax savers. So we had a question on whether it's better to buy or lease a vehicle. And it's almost always better to buy. And the reason, there's a common misconception that it's better to lease. And that's because it's generally you get the entire cost of the lease as a deduction for equipment rental expense. But when you buy, you do get that. It's just called something else. It's called depreciation. And so the way that it works when you have a lease is say you have a $500 a month lease. Every month you have $500 as a deduction for your lease expense, and then you've got your fuel, you've got your repairs, you've got new tires, all of that on top of your lease expense, and you get those as a deduction based on the percentage of business use on your car. Well, when you buy a car, you don't get that monthly payment. If you take out a loan on the car, you don't get the monthly payment as a regular deduction, but you do get to depreciate, which is take the value of the purchase as expense. And you do that over a period of 5 years. So if you bought a $25,000 car, you'd get a little more in the first year, maybe $7,000 or $8,000 in the first year, and then the balance over the next 5 years. You still get that deduction. And when you're looking at the contracts in a lease versus what you pay in interest to take out an auto loan and actually buy the car, the leases are typically just bad deals. And so just financially overall, it makes more sense to buy the car, because then you also get the residual value of the car. So at the end of 3 years, your lease is up, then you have to pay more to keep the car. At the opposite side, if you bought the car and you pay the car off in 3 years, well, now you don't have a payment and you still have the car, or you can decide to sell it and get the money back. The repairs and fuel and all those other expenses work the same. And that is, you take your business miles, divide by your total miles, and have that percentage, and you get that multiplied by all your expenses. So it's always better in almost always. There's maybe a few small circumstances where it might be better to lease the car, but almost always better to buy the car. And that is the answer to that question. So we'll see you next time.
Big up, battle, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and flower. You're the chosen one.